Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect. Today's beverages. A very nice coconut water, very hydrating indeed. So welcome back to Prison Architect, and a little bit of housekeeping. Firstly, we're going to place the toilet in there. We're just going to reinstall that because I forgot in a previous episode. And yes, I do agree that these should probably look a bit more like toilets rather than the ramshackle thing that they are now, which means let's demolish the walls and put in some tiled walls to make it look a bit more bathroom-like. So yes, welcome back to Prison Architect, and in the previous episode, we cloned this. This is the, I was going to say the apartment cells. I guess we are. Are we sticking with that? Anyway, we made this thing, and we were cloned over specifically from the right-hand side, goes to a very nice 90 capacity, which is pretty good. Money is obviously brilliant, so I'm not worried about that. And, well, in this episode, it's all about expansion. Let me buy some land on the left-hand side, and, you know what, let me buy some land on the left-hand side. So there we go, we've expanded massively, and, we have a tiny bit of water there. Interesting. So the reason I've done a double expansion is because I was going to expand one piece and then thought, well, actually, if we were to double wall that, we're then forcing ourselves only to build downwards from here on in. However, if we do this, we can definitely double wall it now because there's more than enough room. And it means that we just have a bit more of an open canvas. Now, obviously, there's no way we'll be building on this in one go, but it does mean that, let me just double check the measurement there, that is 10, yes. It does mean that this is basically our final sizing for this side. This is going to run along to there as well. So this is the final sizing on the left-hand side. So what are we going to put in this? Well, there's all manner of things that we can put in. Naturally, we can build just more of these further along, and that is almost certainly what we will be doing in some form. We also have lots of buildings, rooms, etc. that we haven't used. So we haven't got a gym, we haven't got a mail room, so we could have a post office type of thing. That would work perfectly fine. We got holding cells, we've got all manner of things that we want. But going back to that, when I said about holding cells, specifically solitary, what we don't have is a protective custody and a solitary. Now, the former we don't really need. We have had snitches in the past, and there's never really been any big problem with that. So, not entirely sure what's going to go on there, but what I want is a police station. So, not a jail, that would be too big, but like a prison within a prison, essentially, is not ideal. But what we do want is some sort of, like I say, like sort of prisoner area, so for solitary and other things. And what's going on here? The doctor's calling. Looks like a few prisoners suffering from illness due to the presence of rats. And also we've got some fighting going on. Snitch and ex-law enforcement. So, you know the thing I was just saying about we're not really having problems with snitches and ex-law enforcement and protective custody? Well, apparently that was a lie. Right, okay, so emergencies, and we're going to call in the pest control. And yes, so this is now going to be our priority. We want to build a police station. The police station will have two purposes. It will serve as an area for the protective custody. So we need an area that is fully fitted out for that. And secondly, we want an area that's for solitary. So that's what we want to build. Now, where would we want to build that? Well, we could build it pretty much anywhere, but the logical place to have it would be more centralised, because, well, if you would think of a logistical point of view from the police station, it would want to be in the centre of the town, so it's got very quick access to everywhere. You don't want it on the outskirts necessarily. Your mileage may vary. But secondly, if anyone wants to escape, the stuff's in the middle, and I think that's where we're going to be. And in fact, looking at this, I mean, I'm going to just build the roads along like so. Almost certainly we're not going to be doing the roads just straight like that, but we've got this bit here, and I'm tempted to make a fence like this and have it so we have, say, I don't know, a distance of 8 would be perfectly fine, and have this as a sort of double wall, a double fence here, and we're going to have a wall across there. And this is going to be like a little yard for the protective custody. Let me change that to fencing. Fences. So this is going to be a little yard for protective custody. It is totally adequate at 23 by 8. And then in here, which is where the sort of main building will be, we're going to have, like I say, the the sort of protective custody. 1, 2, 3. We could have it that size. Is that a bit too large? Potentially. Potentially. I mean, what size internals have we got here? So it's 5 by 4. So 5 by 4. And I don't know what you would frame this as being. Like, these are too big for cells, but the protective custody, so you need to provide them with all of the amenities, which means that they're actually smaller than this. So, yeah, what would you really call this? I don't know. Like supervised accommodation, potentially? It doesn't really fit in exactly with the whole town idea necessarily. But anyway, this is the way we are going to go, and we're going to be building this in this episode. However, I do want to, as I said, finish off a lot of this around here because, well, it would be rude not to. So let's just go ahead and we'll put in this parking area, which seems to be well received. People seem to quite like it, and I've gone a little bit further, but I don't think that's too much of a problem. Is that people being escorted out? Yes, it is. And yeah, like I said, the idea is that we make this car park and get this completed. There's a bit more of a gap on the left-hand side, but that's not a problem because we can indeed have the accessibility car parks there. Now, I'm building this, as you see here, without any prior layout, which is, oh yeah, it's a recipe for disaster, let's be honest. I mean, the chances of this being correct in any way are slim to none. But there you go. Okay, and oh, is that a bit too far? I think it might be a bit too far. We'll come back to it. So that goes in there, and then it's a gap of 2, gap of 2, gap of 2, gap of 2, 2, 2, 2. You're probably sick of me saying that. Oh, I can't even remember where that one goes now. Is it there and there? And there? I think that one's a bit too far. What's the distance if we were to build there? Distance of 10. Okay. If it is a distance of 10, that actually works out very well because that means we have space for, say, 2 5 wide sort of accessible car park things, a bit like this one. And, oh, even more fighting. That is someone who has not passed parole. Guard response, that we bring those in there. And see what happens. Looks like this prisoner is chasing down the parole lawyer who is doing donuts of the visitor table, and oh, they have indeed taken them out. And are our guards able to get in time to heal people up? There is a worker there who is more focused on repairing the table than repairing the organs of the parole officer or the parole lawyer. Luckily, we didn't lose a cat dog, but there we go. Not ideal. Danger level is increasing. Let me double check for the needs there. And there is some needs. Yes, indeed. There's some exercise needs and hygiene needs. We've seen that in the past. The laundry seems to be working all right. I picked up a lot of comments about the laundry machine 50 capacity, which is why it's not been cleaning previously. You can just buy in uniforms, which is something we may end up doing, or I might say rip out a lot of those laundry machines if it does become a bit of a problem. But anyway. How we're doing for the pest control? It seems to be okay. That danger level is not good. 27 prisoners have serious complaints. It seems to be exercise need, and I'm not too sure why. Because there's weight benches. There's people. There you go. Look, there's people on that thing there. How curious. I think it's just the nature of this design dictates that, yeah, stuff is looked after in a different way, like different times. So there's the hygiene needs, there's exercise needs. These are definitely set to yards, and it is on a running track, and we do have weights benches. There's just some prisoners that don't seem to have access to. What is going on here? We have some flooding. Not just flooding, but Sean Platter, prisoner number 11005405, sentenced to 11 years for trafficking, and they've also been tased recently. I think they've just been smashing this place up. And did I actually get that correct? Well, plus 15 generic surprise points on that one. It actually fits. How curious. So, this thing here, let's double check it. It is 10. So what we can do is have that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5. That's correct, right? Is that right? One there, one there, one there. There's the accessible car park. Okay, good. While they're working on that, let me come back over to this side. And as I said, this is going to be our, wardened housing, maybe? Housing, I don't think is the right word. But anyway, this is what this is going to be. And I do think we can probably make it... Do we make it a little bit bigger? Do we have more protective custody? Question. How many do we have at this stage? Security. Dangerous, vulnerable. There's no vulnerable prisoners, apparently. We've got a legendary prisoner. Ah. Tough, deadly, and fearless. Legendary. Recent misconduct, everything. Apparently. Right, okay. So, we've got an unknown trait there. Extremely strong, fearless. The prisoners can learn traits in this mode. We've got that on. So actually, going through it, there will be some traits we don't know because of these bunk beds, but let's just let them go about their daily business. Quick scan using Mark 1 eyeball, and I'm not seeing any snitches. So actually, having it this size, just 6 protective custody is probably about right. If we were to be so inclined, we could have maybe along here. Would it be that? And have that? Well, you know what? I don't particularly mind that. And because that's your main entrance anyway, which is going to have a security room. Like this. Not like this, because it needs to be 4 by 4. That's 4 by 5. That'll be fine. Okay, well, sometimes if it fits, then it sits. Let's run with that. Let's work on that idea. That this is the layout we're going to go with. And this is the solitary. And yes, we are just going old school with the solitary. It is just, as you can see, the piano key type thing. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 40. Do I need 40? I don't think we do. 20 is probably sufficient for our needs. And let's see how long it takes for that comment to come back and bite me. So, we could do that. Let's just put these in like this. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20. 20 out of for 91 prisoners. Is that sufficient? Probably. Do I want to do more? Yes. Yes, I do. 7. 7. What I'm not a big fan of is... I don't want to just make something like the same. Oh, that's nice, actually. Hi, hang on. That's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. And let's go... Hang on. How is this designed again? Is it that? Yeah, right, so then that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and then we open that, and then that. Which we don't actually need that piece, so you could do that. Could do that. Right. So we have these wings, and we can have like almost like a fountain thing there or something. It's just a bit different. It's a bit different. And I actually was going to step this as well. So I'd do something like this. And was it that? No, it was something like that. And step it out a bit. Anyway, let's not overcomplicate that. How we're getting on with the building over here. It's in. So there's our parking. So we want solar lighting, and the solar lighting, is that what we used it for them? We did. So it's almost. Some people have commented these solar bollards are, well, the light solar. People have said they look like bollards, so it would make sense. People also saying, oh, they're like parking meters. Yeah, again, that works for me. And also, which I really liked, someone said, oh, the charging points for electric vehicles, even better. There you go. So that's what we've got in there. Right, so that is now in. Okay, so we do have, as I said, this thing here. It's got very good capacity for solitary. And we've got 3, 6, 7, 8 size of these controlled housing things. I don't know what we're going to call them, but these things here. Okay, so yeah, you've got that there, solitary at the front, you've got this security room, you've got all of the protective custody with, obviously, we'll have a mixture of a canteen as well as a, what would it be? It would be canteen and common room, yeah, and then a bit out the back. Right, well, I think we get on with the building. So the first thing we have to do naturally is we need to remove all of the trees and get them sold because we obviously are really short on money. We then need to go to walls and doors and then along down there. We'll come along here and hang on, screen's struggling. And this is where it's going to be a bit more problematic because we've got water there. And when stuff is thrown, I think they can go over that. I think it calculates from the edge of the water. Okay. Can I fill it in? Landscaping. Yes, we can. I'm going to fill it in because I know when we expand, it is going to have more water. But that's a future me problem. I can always redo that. Foreman's calling. Extra supplies, apparently. Danger level going up, and prisoners are filthy. But there's loads of uniforms coming in, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. In terms of grants, we can pick up another one, Cell Block C. Reform to Education Initiative, Tool Cleanup, and Cell Block C. If we look at the... if we look at our finance, I'm going to give a pay rise to our workforce because staff morale is low. Let me double check on that then. I'm not too sure why it is low, but oh, hydration need, a huge need. Hydration. Okay. There's no big oversight on my part there. Simply saying that every single time we play this game or any other game, insert any game here. And okay, so we want a fountain, the drinks fountain, and the drinks fountain is going to go in there, and that should be fine. I'm also going to put it in the, I think I'll put one at the end of the corridor like that, and like this. I won't put one there because of where it is. And then obviously water will require the water pipe. Shouldn't take long. Water pipe goes in, and water pipe goes in, water pipe goes in, and obviously we have to put the insulation in because, well, that's our focus there. So I'm hoping that the installation of this will work. I'm noticing the danger level is high, but it's now dropping right down, which is good. We do need to remove the supply of stolen tools and weapons. The problem is just the easy access that the prisoners have to this sort of stuff. I'm going to go to guards here. I'm going to get some more guards, and I'm going to hire another doctor and another couple of dog handlers because, well, we're going to need, I think, extra on that one. Programs-wise, general education qualification, sadly, no one, only 2 interested, 8 finished, no pass rate at all. That's a shame. We're going to do guard taser, and don't need to do pest control. So we're going to search nearly 1,000 places. Interesting. How are we doing for water? Water's fine. Pipe insulation, small. I'll wait until the pipe's in before I even focus on that. Yeah, the problem is there's such ready access to the stuff being yeeted over the wall, and that is the technical term. You see the supply and demand is just off the charts. There was some produced narcotics for a moment when we had the... what was it? We had the drinks machines in here. Oh, there you go. Look at that. 2 people were visiting the cinema. I'm glad I spent 50 grand in a full episode building that. Drinks fountain is in. I saw someone run over and use that, so that's a good sign. That is a very good sign. And pipe installation. So we're just going to run the pipe installation like so. And then in here, and then finally, oh, we're still waiting for this one at the bottom. To answer an inevitable question, we do have the armory here. Are we going to move the armory over to this area? The chances are no. A couple of reasons. Firstly, it's already built and we don't use it. Secondly, to move it over would mean this is going to be bigger, and it's also going to be right in the middle of the facility. Is it more appropriate to have it in the middle? I mean, yeah. It probably is. It probably is. But at this stage, I don't think it's necessary for us to make those changes. Am I ruling it out? Certainly not. We may add that in. Speaking of adding in, we have severe weather detected. Let me just... Ooh, that's lots of hot spells. Up to the highest temperature of 38.2 degrees. Where was I? Yes, so we're not the adding in. I'm thinking of adding in the car parking area around this, because I don't know where the streets are going to go. I'll have to see, but I'll wait until the shakedown is finished. There's only a couple of places. I'll just knock that off and wait for the installation. Obviously, a lot of the jobs at the moment are being occupied by, well, all of this, which... Getting over here is the problem. It's a bit difficult for the guards to get over there. And the workers, should I say. Looks like that's in. So utility, water, and then the... Yeah, and then the bit there as well. Oh, looks like I forgot to do that. I'm sure there's more of that sort of thing that I've forgotten. Oh, that seems to be in. Those are in. And yeah, those bathrooms do look a bit better. Alright, so it appears that a lot of the stuff is in. Let me go ahead and put in some more fencing here. So fencing along there, fencing down here, and then across there. And obviously because of that we'll have to put in, I guess we'll demolish those walls and demolish those walls. That should still have this intact though, so they should crack on with that. And while they're working on all of that, we're going to go ahead and plan... Oh, good grief, there is a tunnel! Dug directly from there, no doubt. There it is. Just as the temperature heats up. Okay. I prioritised the removal of that. Did I actually remove tunnels? I did, yes, and it's been prioritised. At the moment, though, it's warm. Stay indoors. Couldn't tell all the prisoners to stay indoors. And the escape... Someone's used the tunnel again. Dump the climbing rope and prioritise that. I've told them to remove that. 28 degrees, I think we can get back now. Oh, there's the tunnel. I wonder if there's been flags earlier and I've just not spotted it. Most likely. Where's the worker? There they are. And there it is. There's the tunnel. It's not a bad tunnelling effort at all. It's obviously one of the danger Dangers of the facility. How are we getting on? We are getting on quite well. Just a little bit more turf to be placed on the left-hand side. A lot of this stuff obviously being picked up and moved around. This fence here obviously is going to be completely ripped out. We're not even going to use the majority of the middle fence. Looks like this is now done. So the fence can go along like that. And planning, we can remove and remove and remove. There we go. Has that not been removed? No, that needs to... No, that doesn't need to go. But these ones do. But only once this is in, and once it's set to staff only correctly. So, if this has been done correctly, that can be set to staff only. Another death. Oh! Spiritual leader. Murdered by prisoner. It looks to be Shane here. Shanks. Previous conviction of murder. They are very warm. Hydration need. Yeah. What would be good, actually, is... we offer some hydration need... Oh, can it only be indoors? Oh, it's wall-mounted. Oh, well, that's okay. What we'll do is... we'll have in the middle here... we'll have a wall of some kind. Actually, it says wall-mounted. It could be any wall. Maybe a nice garden wall? Like that. And then... fountain. Oh, extra supplies. We're going to put in like a central drinks fountain. Naturally, water will have to be ran. Like that. And... escaping, is he? Are they? It looks like it. Guard response. We do have a guard with a taser. Oh, he doesn't have a taser. Yes, he does. Right, there's that sorted. Okay, good. So, yes, we'll put in the extra hydration thingy. How is the weather now? Oh, we're back to normal. That's fine. That's great. So we have this fountain now, so people can look after hydration needs. And for that, naturally, we are going to put in the insulation. It is, after all, outside, so it's going to require that. And there we are. And it is demolish walls. So the walls that get to be demolished are numerous. Not those, though. And down to there. And we want to have those demolished. Those demolished. Because, like I said, that's going to be a fence that goes around this area here. Which doesn't actually have a door, and I'm very aware of that. So what I will do is have a staff fence there and there to allow them access to it. And building brick. Here we go. So this is the newly planned and recently begun construction prison. No, it's not a prison. It's a police station type thing. And I was going to do something different on the back, but it's built now, so I can change it if need be later on. Most likely we won't, but there you are. So we will have, I guess, would it be a jail door? I think we'll be using jail doors for most of it, won't we? Jail door there and jail door there. Okay, so that is all planned. Let me go back to planning and the pathways are going to run along like so. Just going to double check that everything is pretty much in. It is. There's an extra wall section there, which is yet to be removed. Those being removed. And the rest of it seems fine. Yeah. Okay. So we do want the parking around here like we've done with this. So the distance total for the vehicle parking, including the path, is 7. Okay? It's a total of 7. So it would be... how are we going to do this? Pathways 7 So there's a pathway like this that goes around. Like this. And that connects up to that pathway. And then this is also a path. And then it's... Obviously this is 6. And we could genuinely build all the way along like that. If we were so inclined. Yeah, 7, isn't it? 7 like that. So I'm going to remove that. Put that in like that. And then we could have this go up, the road go around and connect up. Or we could have parking on the other side as well with the road going in between. Oh, that's a bit more interesting to me, actually. Yeah, we might do that. But not now, because we've got enough to be cracking on with. So danger level is medium. 4 prisoners say they're well treated. 30 prisoners have serious complaints and increasing. It's going to be exercise. Oh no, hygiene need. It is the hygiene need. We don't have a swimming pool, and that's one of the things we do want to add in the game. There's a couple of problems with that. Firstly, there's no such thing as a swimming pool. And secondly, it's all pointless. No, actually, we are going to have some sort of public, like, baths, essentially, in a swimming pool. But it'll be used, we'll be using the landscaping tools, and we'll do it as a shallow water. We'll do it as a shallow water, but then next to that, there'll be a big block of showers in the changing rooms and such, and that's how, hopefully, we'll have this extra need fulfilled. I was gonna do that before this, but then looking at the lack of protective custody, all of the issues that come along with that, if you neglect it, then, you know, I don't really want to be going down that route. I'm going to hire a couple more workers simply because we can. We have the funds available. And we are going to do a tunnel search, which is 33 places to search, which obviously includes the toilets around here. Found, I was going to say a couple of calculators, that's cell phone, needles, and yeah, that's about it apparently. Ew, prisoners are filthy apparently. Are they now? There is a small clothing need. It's the hygiene, isn't it? There you go. It's been looked after. Do you know what it might be? It might be that these shower heads... There's only one shower in these, isn't there? Ah, it could be that. There's multiple people living in these properties, and there's only one shower head. Would it be of some benefit to maybe have one on the other side as well for these bigger ones? I mean, people are still looking at it. There's an escape where someone's literally just went over the fence. And it's always down here, and there's not much we can do about it. I could put loads of barbed wire over there, but the amount of time it would take to put that in would be quite ridiculous. Oh, hang on. Looks like this is in. So this is going to be staff only. That's protective custody. And severe weather detected. What have we got? More hot spells. Highest temperature reading 40.8 degrees. I would actually perish in real life. I don't deal with heat. Cold? No problem. Bring it on. Not so much the hotter temperatures. So let's go ahead and put in all of the internals here. You know what, I am going to focus, lock open that jail door, because otherwise we'll be here for about another 10 episodes just waiting for the guys to put everything in. So, obviously we haven't yet designed these. Yet. As in the micro sense of we haven't put in all of the bits here and what we're going to have. But we will do that. Another escape. Seriously? Where is it now? Hang on, the front door. Someone just walked out the... Yeah. They've smashed up the front gate. Well. They've broken the gate and walked out the front door. I'm assigning a guard to that. And I don't think we need elsewhere. Once we get the wall in, I'm not going to be worried about it. It'll be fine. But in the meantime, Not so much. So, objects and lights, and I'm going to put in the lights for these cells. And there's a death there. Okay, things are... I'm going to have to get a bit tougher on what's going on here. Right, where's this at now? Oh! So who's done that? Right, there's a cat dog, Stanley, murdered by prisoner. And there's a guard, Riley, who's exhausted but running after someone. Where are they running to? Apparently Andrew Shaw is watching a movie. It's that person there. It's them. Our legendary prisoner. Who is after this dog handler who is leaving. Okay. Are they just going to leave? Oh. Oh, good grief. You can see there's 4 cat dogs that have just charged at them. He's managed to take out 2 of them straight away. And then got run over by a bus but still kept fighting. Well, sadly, that means more staffing. Apparently we're on negative daily cash flow. I don't truly believe that is the case. Lighting. Let's put lighting in like so. I'm not going to put them in each individual bit because, well, that'll take a lot of resources. Well, I was going to say a lot of resources. We've got the money, let's be honest. It's not about that. But anyway, we don't need to do that. Okay, let me just go to our electrical cable. I'm going to run the electrical cable up like that, and then what we'll do is we'll go 1, and actually no, we'll probably get away with something like this, and then like this. Water, large pipe, will also run across, because we are going to have toilets in here. We're not absolute savages. And there is the heat. 22 degrees. It's actually quite tepid compared to what it could be. Interesting. Our prisoner capacity is 91. How have I managed that? Prisoners are filthy, but as soon as it goes so they can crack on and have a wash, then they will. Oh, that's someone overdosed in the shower. But they are being escorted to the infirmary, which is good. Which is in the middle. It's our little doctor's surgery. Are we going to have a hospital? Are we going to have a... Are we going to have a hospital? Are we going to have a school? I mean, all these are planned. Having them around here, probably not. I think we are going to have... We want a graveyard as well at some point. I think a public pool and a graveyard and such around here is probably worth it. We'll do like a big church or something over here. And then more housing. And then when we expand down, that's basically every click of the button is almost doubling the map size. So it's sort of exponential. How we're doing for electrical cable. They are yet to finish it off. Okay, well, I think we will be leaving it there for now. That's all of the lighting in. Going to go to doors here and to jail door. Jail door there. And obviously we need to do the same on this side as well, which is going to be like that. Then we have to have solitary doors, and we've got obviously a lot of this to do, which is going to be cells. Cells. Like that. In here, we're going to have a solitary. So we'll put in the solitary like that. Yep, so it's that, and that, and that. On that section there, I guess. Actually, yes, 1 second. That's something. Remove that. Put in the doors. Doors will be there and there. Yeah, that seems to work fine. And we'll have to put them in here as well. Actually, it's okay putting them in there. That'll work out because they'll open up, which is good. And then naturally we want a... Well, this is protective custody. We want in a canteen, which can go in like so. I can just do it right across. And a common room. like that. And that should be protective custody once we actually finish off the doors. Murdered by prisoner. Who is it this time? Plotter. There's also some volatile guy here. Hector. Why is Platter smashing up the van? Luckily we do have stun buttons. And another death, really? Where now? Okay, I mean... 44 prisoners say they can't meet their sleep need. It's been the temperature, hasn't it? It's been too hot for them to sleep, probably. Alright, well, we're going to leave it there for now. That's been a bit of Prison Architect. Next episode, then, we will look at building in its entirety this this area here, which I'm noticing people have just went to the canteen because they can now steal stuff from there. Yes, we noticed that. We definitely noticed that. There's the protective custody. Okay, we're going to leave it there for now. That's been a bit of Prison Architect. We have hopefully got in something good for the build. I think it's going to take a bit of time to construct and all of that, but I think it's going to be well worth it. Hopefully it will afford us a lot of bonuses. And we should be connected up to that radiator, so we shouldn't have to bother running any more piping, which is going to be okay. Either way, hope you have enjoyed the episode, and as always, comments in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.